Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. One of the big winners to come out of the recent ARH balance update was Zeb Orrelios. Moving down to 13 points put him in kind of that sweet spot for a whole bunch of different deck options and development. So today I want to run down Zeb, why I think he's so good right now, and what we can do with him. Hey there, Star Wars Destiny folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast. Happy Destiny Friday. Thanks for checking in. I hope you've been doing well, and I hope this week you've been rolling a bunch of threes, because that's what Zeb over here, that's what you're supposed to do with the guy. So, it's funny, it feels way longer than only 2 weeks. It's only been 2 weeks since the ARH update when this guy got dropped. And, I know we all immediately, we hit the board and we start playing and testing, and it just kind of speaks to, I think, the challenge that ARH has in front of them, right, with how fast things move in this digital world. And like I said, it's only been 2 weeks, feels a lot longer than that. But yeah, man, lots of options. This guy getting dropped to 13 on the latest update. But by and large, he hadn't seen a ton of play at 14. Some people had kind of done some trial meme decks with him and stuff, but he didn't see a ton of play. But going from 14 to 13 is really, really big, right? 13 is, I don't need to tell you guys, 13 is kind of one of those sweet spots for a lot of stuff in Destiny, because it's kind of that break point between having a big and a little versus, kind of having two characters that can be your true threat, right? I mean, it's somewhere in that 17, 18, 9, 12, 10, 13 range. But at 14, you're more considered to be like an even pairing, and then at 13, a lot of times you're, big and small. And this guy's not small, right? Because he's packing 13 health. Has really good ability. His sides are insane as long as you can get them resolved, right? I mean, it's not cracking any eggs there. That one's, and the bonus for resolving them, aside from the damage, is pretty good. Drawing cards, I hear, is good in this game, especially when you're, doing the Liquid Snake package of black market connections and a whole bunch of big stuff. So, yeah, what I wanted to run down today were the different options that seem to pop and present when playing old Zeb here. And, the first and most obvious one, which I've been having a lot of fun with, if you've been watching the Dice Commando tournament games that have been going this week, or the videos that have been going this week from last weekend's DC team tournament, Sabine and Zeb roll hot, right? They're very, very strong. Sabine's really, really, really good. They work great with the Spectre Cell plot. I think dropping him and letting that pairing and some other pairings sing, I think was really, really smart. All about it. I think we're seeing that deck's really strong, because when it goes off, it goes off. I mean, sure. And again, it's the two-headed sword of Zeb, right? As if for some reason you can't get the paired sides, then you lose out on a lot of value. But if you can, you get a ton of value, right? So this pairing is crazy good. Basically, what we saw over the weekend is that if you can get down any sort of additional dice, like, I don't know, a Sabine Blaster, an elite Sabine Blaster early on, if you can get down any sort of supporting dice so that it's not just relying on Sabine's dice to resolve Zeb, then your opponent has a really hard time dealing with it, right? So you're looking for those bow staffs, you're looking for the Sabine West Star, and if you can get those down early, you can do some pretty crazy things. And then again, with the black market connection to kind of get you that. I mean, I guess turn 2 is kind of mid-game these days, right? 2 and turn 3 is kind of mid-game. But, if you can get that early, becomes something really, really difficult to deal with. This one's a lot of fun, but, it's a mono deck, right? I mean, no surprise there. So you have the challenges there, right? I mean, I think that we're all well aware that red, yellow's probably the best, right? Red Yellow Hero is probably the best pairing, so you try to do them there. There's no great super clear option for red yellow with Zeb, which isn't a huge problem. There could be in the next set, right? Do keep in mind that when the next set drops, actually the Spectre plot rotates out, so we'll see what the impact of that is. We can also, so another popular pairing, it's also mono yellow, is that of Boba Fett from the new set. You're trying to do a lot more, you're still trying to do your Tusken camp and stuff like that there so that you can get just more dice to try to pair with. Tuskens actually aren't bad because they have the one gun, the one base, the 3-for-1. So you have a lot of bases there, right? Speaking of bases, right? Card you want to make sure that you're playing with Zeb is, of course, new base, right? Makes a lot of sense there. It's kind of your awakenings in, which we'll talk about in a second. It's kind of your awakening in your Guy Love, right? It kind of serves that purpose of getting him out there and making his dice a threat on their own. But again, that's, you don't want to depend entirely on that, because if you don't draw it, we've all seen what happens. So the Boba Fett pairing is really strong because of that third die, right? And Boba's mixed sides, and it presents a lot of potential threats on the table. But again, you kind of run into, like if you were to look at Zeb with Bo-Katan, for example, right? You had a lot of times you had that mixed damage side issue. The difference with Boba, and Boba has kind of that same problem, although he doesn't, because he really gets that third die, right, for the most part. And again, you have dice coming from other areas as well. So that deck has seemed pretty strong. It's probably a better deck overall than the Sabine deck. It just doesn't have anywhere near the explosivity that the Sabine deck does, right? So, play test those, put them together, see which one you like, and give it a shot. And another pairing I wanted to talk about today, because we talked about awakening, is with Ahsoka, right? My girl Ahsoka from Redemption. She's that 17-point range there. And he fits right with her at the 13 points. And, basically that's kind of the play, right? She doesn't bring guns to the table, which is a bummer. But you can try to do a lot of, you get awakenings. You still get new base from Zeb. And you have a lot of access to some pretty cool blue things as well. So is that one as good as it? It is not a mono deck as compared to the other two we've talked about, which has its advantages. But again, it's not, the blue yellow is not quite as strong as something you would want to do necessarily with, like a red. But there's I don't see any super great options available currently for red. And the Ahsoka package, it really does supply two threats, because I think they're going to go after Ahsoka, right? Especially if you're threatening like a Jarkai or anything like that. I think they go after Ahsoka, right? Because you're going to be putting the weapons on her anyway to kind of key her up. So I think they go after Ahsoka, and then maybe by that time you've got Awakening down, and maybe you've Black Market Connection or something at that point, and Zeb can be a real threat. Zeb with a Vibro Cutlass on him, or Vibro Sword, on him, is scary, right? That's a lot of damage, threatening. So pretty cool there. That's pretty much it, right? Today, it's only, there are a couple great pairings that I've been playing with. Those are the ones that I discussed. And it was funny, the Dice Commando guys were talking about that in the Discord today as well, kind of going back and forth on which one they liked. Beacon was on Boba, I think, and obviously we had the Wookiee family was on Sabine, because pew pew, just roll threes, and that works for me. So having a lot of fun with him. It's going to be very interesting to see if he sticks at 13, right? Because it kind of feels to me Zeb's one of those guys that probably needs to be like a 13.5 point character. So skewing down is not a problem, because it opens up more pairings and stuff, as long as it doesn't become a problem, right? So it'll be interesting to see if he sticks at 13, what we're looking at in the future in the next set, and how that affects things. And then if he goes back to 14, how that affects things as well in the next set by taking potential pairings away. So anyway, really, really cool. A lot of what I'm enjoying about Zeb is the different lines of play, the different I mean, not lines of play. You roll damage. That's the line of play, right? But the different pairings and kind of the different ways you can explore doing that. Like Boba has a different line of play. Sabine, you just blow stuff up. And Ahsoka, you kind of have that dual threat thing going on. So very cool, a lot of options. So let me know in the comments below which ones do you prefer, which ones have you tried. Do you have any other cool pairings that I haven't necessarily talked about? So yeah, let's talk about old Zeb, getting those helmets cracked together. If nothing else, folks, thanks for joining me, and go Commando.